Great White Hot Sauce. It's a small batch, handmade hot sauce, made specially for you. So if you like hot sauce, you'll love Great White Hot Sauce. It's the hot sauce that bites back. Find it at www.trygreatwhite.com.
Well, here we are, episode 77. On this episode, me and Jack are going to be talking about music from 1986. Bands, songs, albums. We're going to try to run the gamut. And of course, I got some trivia for him. And on this day in music, and birthdays, which Jack hates. Well, anyways, I'm going to do it. I don't care. Because I love busting his balls. Enjoy the show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Amanda, for that wonderful introduction. Welcome to the podcast. You know the name, so I'm not going to say it. We're streaming live right now on YouTube and Facebook. You know what? Let me see what I can do here. Let's see. I'm going to try to go in mid. This was, Let's try to go over to, let's throw it on Twitter. Let's throw it on D Live. Let's throw it on Twitch. Yeah, I think maybe it's going to pop up there. Yeah. Well, we're rolling, moving right along. So, yeah, tonight's topic, music, albums, songs from 1986. It was a good year, man. Tell you what, that was a good year. We used to have a lot of good times. Had good times with good friends. Speaking of good friends, here's my good friend Jack Calabrese.
Hi.
So Jack comes on literally at 7:46. His mic isn't working. His camera looks shitty. So this is what Jack does. Jack thinks, I'm just going to run in the studio and be Jack. Right now, Jack's microphone sounds like shit. Last week, Jack did the same thing. Oh, I'm calling you out. And his earphones were 2 seconds behind. Oh, I can hear you, but your microphone, it's your computer microphone, not your expensive microphone.
Hold on.
Yeah, well, if you came on, a couple minutes earlier, we could straighten this stuff out. Yeah, well, let's see. I got something to check on anyway. So while Jack's doing that, let me see what's going on over here. Yeah. Okay. I think I got around the Facebook. Facebook's been slamming me, saying that I have to. I was banned from live streaming. What's that? Mark Smith, welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see the original duo back, he says. Well, Mark, I know when you came on, you'd have your shit ready.
Dude, what did I tell you?
There you go. Hey!
What did I tell you? You know what? I'm just trying to fit. I'm just trying to fit too many things in.
We go.
As a matter of fact, I literally, I'm a sweaty mess right now. I literally just got off the Peloton. Look, I still have my bike shorts on.
I don't want to see. Are you wearing leggings or is that hair on your legs?
It's my leg sweater.
Jesus, you are Italian. Holy smokes. Looks like something out of the rainforest.
You're going to stop already,
did we have this discussion? Did we not have this discussion, my friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you come in with an excuse.
Hey, how come Mark's not on? He could have filled the
you
time.
And me. It's you and me, Jack.
He could have.
I'm giving you Jack time. No. You thought I fired you. I have to give you special time now. I have to give you special attention to know that Jackie's still loved. You're just short of picking your nose just then. You were just short of picking your nose.
I was not picking my nose.
No.
So the funny thing is I'm sitting here in bike shorts right now. It's got like the padding on it and whatnot. The other day the other day I did a Peloton ride. I finished, fell asleep and woke up and thought I had done duty in my pants.
Oh, fucking bike pants. Oh my God.
Dude, you got to work out. You know, we're older guys right now. We got to take care of each other.
Not saying you
got to take care of ourselves.
But
you know,
bike shorts with padding and like, are you
have
like?
to.
Do you say I'm Lance Armstrong? I'm going to Peloton tonight. I'm going to win the French Alps race.
So what is that with the list? What the fuck is that?
That's you.
Oh, that's how I speak.
That's how you sound.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's how I hear you.
Dude, I got my bike shorts. I got my playlist on the Peloton. And what kind of playlist? What kind of playlist do you have when you're sitting on the couch?
Oh, I got a good playlist. It jumps around. There's nothing less than the 80s on there. So, like, I think we went through this before. So,
what do you mean? Like, nothing from the 70s or the 60s? No. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why'd you have to ask me twice?
I don't know. I'm just curious.
Is this the Spanish Inquisition?
It could be.
Why?
Is this the Spanish Inquisition?
Is this the Spanish Inquisition? I got a lot of Incubus. I got Sponge, Electronic, Ozzy, Rod Stewart, Happy Mondays.
What Rod Stewart? What Rod
Which
Stewart?
Rod Stewart? Let me see. I just went by it. Every Picture Tells a Story.
That's
I do have. No, I know.
80s.
Yeah, I was just going to say I do.
You lied to me and you lied to all of our viewers.
Plus, I have Donovan.
Shame.
I have Donovan on there too.
Oh yeah, Donovan's from the 80s.
Yeah, well, he was. Is he
Season of the Witch?
No, I don't have that. I do have Season of the Witch, Sunshine Superman, Mellow Yellow. I get Harry Nilsson, Coconut. That's about it. And those are kind of eclectic songs.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Harry Nilsson, Coconut.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah, but a workout song?
It's a good workout song. It's mellow. It mellows you out. You don't have to be fucking crazy all the time.
It's like the Wilford Brimley workout tape. Do you like to
put
play
on a
golf,
big bushy
Mr. Kramer?
mustache and glasses, round glasses when I go to the gym, though. Yeah. I'm always adding to it. I got my favorite garbage song on there.
Do you like to listen to music when you're on the treadmill, Mr. Kramer? All right.
So yeah, 1986 was a good year, man.
Why? You know what? Look, to these days, it's all about podcasts and being contemporary. And here we are talking about music that occurred 36 years ago.
It's our demographic, buddy. I know our demographic.
Yeah, it's true. We're a classic rock bunch. We're VH1.
Yeah. I know our demographic, and that's what it is.
So the six people that listen to us are over the age of 50.
Yeah, they like this stuff. I get requests all the time.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was good. My week was good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I'm retired still, so it's good. Can't complain. Can't complain about anything.
Yeah.
No one's listening because I'm the only one home. So there's that. I'm trying to share this over to. I'm edging around. Let's go to a feed. Friends timeline. Let's go to a friends timeline. Let me go over here.
You know what? While you're doing that, I'm going to take these shorts off.
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you? Well, why wouldn't you go and change? Why, you went and got a sandwich. This is becoming a thing now, right? This is becoming a thing. Why can't I share this to my other online? Well, we're going to be talking about 1986. I know you guys are dying to see this, dying to hear this interesting. Now I'm just dragging it out. But I really can't figure out what's going on with This should be able to share. It's a technical thing. Wait for Jack to come back. Share. He's back. That was quick.
Now I'm in my jammies.
Friends timeline. Let's see. So Jack, what do you have? Let's talk about some albums from 1986. How's that?
Yeah.
A lot of good albums.
Yeah, 1986 was a pretty good year. And I think that there were a couple of great records. I think, for me, the most pivotal thing that occurred in 86 was the changeover from Van Halen with David Lee Roth with Sammy Hagar. So they put out the 5150 album, which I thought was actually a very good record. I was a Sammy Hagar fan prior to him joining Van Halen. Certainly being the big Van Halen fan that I was previously, I was disappointed that David Lee Roth had left. But we kind of got a 2-for-1. And I'm going to give you a 2-for-1 in that we got 5150. And we also got David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile, with his quasi super group of Greg Bissonette and Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan on bass, all just premier rock star, unbelievable musicians. So that's my first pick.
Yeah, it wasn't a great album, though.
Which wasn't?
David Lee Roth's.
Oh, there's a lot of great stuff on that first record. There's a lot of great stuff on. Yankee Rose, Shy Boy.
Right.
So what's the problem?
Didn't he do there was something else that came off that album. I think Yankee Rose was about it, though. That really was the album.
You know what?
Much on the radio. It was another hit he did. Oh, it was a remake. He did another remake of
Tobacco Road was on it. Shy Boy was on it. There was a lot of good stuff on it. A lot of it not necessarily on the radio.
That's Life. He did That's Life.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
It's on the album.
That was not on that.
Yes, it was.
I don't think so. Was it? Yeah. Wasn't it that on the EP that he had done?
That was on Eat 'Em and Smile. I think it was the last track on the album. Yeah. Because his first one was all kind of, just a gigolo and, right? I mean, listen, it was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. It got its due. The critics loved comparing it to 5150 and the differences it's just as good. And, it made for interesting fodder.
So that's Life. You're right. They actually finished the record. But Yankee Rose, great song. Shy Boy, that Billy Sheehan had brought in. I'm Easy, great tune. Ladies Night in Buffalo, fantastic song. Going Crazy, Tobacco Road, Elephant Gun, Big Trouble, Bump and Grind. There's a lot of great stuff. Not a lot of stuff that ended up on the radio. But comparatively speaking, if you go back and you actually look at the critics, there were a bunch of critics that actually liked the Eat 'Em and Smile album better than they liked the 5150 album.
Now this I don't want to turn this into a Van Halen show, but couldn't those have been the people like me that didn't really appreciate Sammy Hagar with the band until later on? Because that's when I really started to, I listened to it and I was like, you know what? I quietly liked a few that I liked Why Can't This Be Love? I like Dreams. I like Best of Both Worlds. Off of 5150, big video bar songs in the Philippines. I mean, when I say a video bar, this wasn't on TVs. These were big fucking screens with monster speakers, like concert speakers, and you go into these bars and it would just be deafening. But, you know, the 5150 I came to appreciate later. I did like the David Lee Roth album, but then I kind of didn't after a while. I don't think it aged
I don't
well.
think some of it aged well, just like David Lee Roth himself.
Good point.
Has not aged well.
Great point. Yeah.
David Lee Roth cannot sing anymore, has not been able to sing for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
And he looks like, you know, like more like Dr. Smith from Lost in Space than he looks like
absolutely
lion-maned 1980s rock David Lee Roth.
Chiseled and you know, fast, and
he certainly hasn't aged as gracefully as.
This is true. I'm better looking than him now. That I know. I saw something of him recently. Don't argue with me.
How could I possibly argue?
His teeth were kind of jacked up. Like
what does that mean? Like
something's going on. No. It's like I'm pretty sure he's missing a tooth. Like there's something. You had said he's not well. There's hints that out there that he's not well. So
he had actually let it be known that he wasn't well. That he had made some comment that he was right behind Eddie. But you never know. That's David Lee Roth. You know, he probably didn't like the fact that Eddie dying got all that publicity and wanted to fire back. That's just the way that lunatic is wired. Yeah. And I love those early, you know, those early Van Halen albums, but David Lee Roth did not age well, and he did not age gracefully.
No.
In body and in mind, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, God bless him. He's still a legend. So I'm going to go with an album that I'm not. I was a fan, then I kind of wasn't. Then I'm kind of neutral on the guy. But this album was a fucking blockbuster. Peter Gabriel with So.
Are you fucking shitting me?
What?
How many times have you put down, you know, Peter Gabriel? Oh, I'm not a big Peter Gabriel fan. And that's the first one that you come out with? Yeah, how dare you?
It's a good album.
It's a great album.
It's a good album. Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah. It's got Red Rain, Sledgehammer, Don't Give Up featuring Kate Bush, Mercy Street, Big Time, In Your Eyes.
What's your favorite song off that record?
Yeah, I do like Don't Give Up. I do like that. It's the slowest one on the album, but I like, you know, I like the Kate Bush, duo. And, but of course, Red Rain is good, but In Your Eyes, isn't that the classic off that album, would you say?
Yeah, In Your Eyes and Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer got all the accolades for the video,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, because of its, you know, claymation look.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell was that?
I just had a feedback off my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, because of the claymation, it was very ahead of its time, so to speak. But I still say I liked Don't Give Up with Kate Bush. And
I will tell you that my favorite song on So, and a song that I listen to still, I was listening to it earlier this week, is Mercy Street. I think that song is just absolutely beautiful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, great album. Great album. What's another album from 86 you have?
Do you realize that, you know, that year, I don't know if it was, I think it may have been the first year, but, you know, for those of us that were in the Boston area, that was the first year of Great Woods.
Oh shit, it was, wasn't it?
I think it was. And Peter Gabriel was one of the first people that played that venue, which was, you know, all kind of new to us. You know, the other thing about that So album that was amazing is just the musicians that he had on there. And, you know, talk about somebody that was on a hot streak. Daniel Lanois, you know, solo artist, composer, but also producer, did The Unforgettable Fire. And a year later, in 87, from our topic of 86, would go on to co-produce The Joshua Tree. And he actually was the one that produced So.
And it was a great album.
It was a fantastic album.
Still is. Yep. What about this is a good one. This was kind of a not so much a comeback, like LL Cool J says, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Back in the High Life, Steve Winwood, that was a monster.
It was a huge record for him. But you know what? I have a certain amount of respect for Steve Winwood, certain his longevity and his songwriting and whatnot. But I don't know. That record did not do that much for me. It was just kind of middle of the road soft rock to me.
Whoa. Are you shitting me?
I'm sorry.
Higher Love is what? Come on.
Middle of the road. Come on.
It's a good album. That's the infamous Providence, Rhode Island hitchhiking at 1 a.m. in February after
you know what?
seeing him.
I saw him on that tour down at Great Woods. Like, the Traffic stuff was good, and the Blind Faith stuff was good, but just I don't know, he's okay.
Right, so the concert I had, I met a girl, and that's all I'm going to say. I missed a lot of the concert, maybe not really, but I could hear it. Let's put it that way, and that's so I can't really say if the concert was good until. And then after, well, anyways, give me an album. Oh, there it is.
I think the
train.
What? Yeah, the train is going by.
Yeah. There it is.
Life's Rich Pageant by REM.
Yeah, that had what was on that? What was the song off of that? Wasn't it Fall on Me, right?
Fall on Me was on there. Begin was on there. Hyena,
Superman.
I believe. Superman, which I think is the worst song on that record, but
yeah, not
that record
song.
was great. Those first handful of REM records were just flawless in my opinion, just fantastic. This one was a little bit hotter edged than its predecessors. But still a fantastic record.
Yeah.
In a band that I still miss. I still wish they were around. I know that they felt like they had run their course, and I know we've talked about it before. But I think it's stupid, asinine that they say we're broken up and we will never ever play as REM together again. Like that, it's just dumb.
Yeah, just like Oasis. Anyways.
Are you mentioning to me anymore? Are you watching rings over there?
I am.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm listening to everything you're saying. And I think that they did the right thing by bowing out when they did, because they were really starting to not, they were trying to hang in there. I think we talked about that album.
Yeah, the last two albums were actually very good.
Yeah. One of my favorite albums, one of the greatest albums in alternative rock history, one of the greatest albums of '86 is The Smiths, The Queen is Dead. Great album.
Great record.
If you're not a Smiths fan, of course I'm saying that very biased, but it does have a lot of great tracks on it. Big Mouth Strikes Again, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, The Boy with the Thorn in His Side, The Queen is Dead, Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others. It's just a great album. Some say it's the Smiths' best album.
It's a great album. For me, it was, The Queen is Dead and Meat is Murder.
That was 85. Then The Queen is Dead is 86. The Smiths came out 84. Meat is Murder 85. The Queen is Dead 86. And Strange Ways Here We Come 87, which is a really good album too. So they went old school. They did 4 years, 4 records, and then that was that. The legend began at that point. But
the legend began. It'll be amazing to see them when we see them get together again.
you have a better chance of seeing Oasis get back together again than the
Well,
Smiths,
Oasis
I'll tell
is a
you
given. The Oasis is a given. They're already
Yeah.
talking about it. I'm certain of it.
Morrissey just came out like little time back saying, why the hell does Johnny Marr my name keep coming out of Johnny Marr's mouth? Why can't he just have an interview without mentioning me? Because he always does.
They
He's
love
like,
each other.
They probably still like each other. But he's like, come on, man. You know, I'm not your identity, Johnny fucking Marr.
Yeah.
You know, he has his own reputation that's stellar enough.
Johnny Marr is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yep. What do you got? Give me another one.
So here's an 80s that really started to hit their stride. Admittedly, it took me a while to latch on to this band, but in 86, Metallica releases Master of Puppets with songs like Master of Puppets, Battery, Welcome Home, Disposable Heroes, Leper Messiah, Orion, Damage Incorporated, just a full throttle, full force attack. That record is amazing. That was just yet another band that my brother Jimmy kind of tried to get me into at the time, and was just way ahead of his own time, and he was on top of those guys right from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely a monster album. It's a instant classic, right? Instant classic album. That's what broke them.
Have you ever gotten to see those guys?
I did. I saw them in Albuquerque in 97 maybe, and Korn backed them up. That was the first time I saw Korn.
Yeah. I don't know this for certain, but I believe the beginning of the Master of Puppets tour, they actually played the Channel in Boston.
Really?
Tiny little club. I know they played there twice. It may have been earlier, but I know the first time that they played there, the place was half empty. But they weren't really Metallica yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was a good album. This is probably my favorite Journey album, Raised on Radio.
That's your favorite?
I think Girl Can't Help It is my favorite Journey song.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
I love the changes in tempo. His voice is just right with it, like the way they just work that song. Girl Can't Help It's a great song. Then you got Be Good to Yourself, I'll Be All Right. Just good songs, good solid Journey songs. No anthem, no stadium rock songs. But yeah, just a good album. Raised on Radio was a good album.
I think my issue with that record, I think that they had turned a corner. You had Escape and you had Frontiers that had come out, a couple of years before, and they were still, they had some of their kind of ballad stuff, but they were still a rock band in a lot of ways, right? And still a good pop band and whatnot. And Raised on Radio, at least for me, was a turning point where they really started to get schmaltzy and kind of syrupy and sticky. And I have to agree with you. Girl Can't Help It. I love that song. It's definitely in my top 5. But Be Good to Yourself. I didn't think that was a great song. Once You Love Somebody, Raised on Radio. It was okay. I thought that they crested the hill and their creative pinnacle had kind of come and gone at that point. And I don't think, quite honestly, they've put out a good record since. Not that they do a lot of recording these days.
No, I don't think they have. I think you're right. I think that was it. That was where they ended, really. But again, good album for 1986. What else?
I guess since we're talking about 86 and since I was kind of making fun of Steve Winwood with his middle of the road hit, I guess we have to bring up another one, which was, just a monster album in 86. You can't go by 86 without talking about Paul Simon's Graceland.
Talk away, my friend. Talk away. I'm not a big fan.
You're not a big Paul Simon fan?
Whoa, me.
I did.
We've been doing this show for about a year and a half, and you've always said, what don't you like about Paul Simon? Whoa, wait a minute. Graceland is a great album. It won all the Grammys that year. You gave me the whole fucking rundown on it.
Well,
and I said I'm not a big fan of Paul Simon. I like
were you a fan of
Simon
and Garfunkel? Were you a Garfunkel fan?
Nah, couple songs. I liked Paul Simon's early solo stuff, and that was it.
Yeah, well, Graceland was supposed to be, or was heralded as this big breakthrough, cultural mashup, if you want to call it, collaboration with all of the South African artists, and I think he caught an equal amount of flack, that he kind of stole or leveraged that music, cultural appropriation, or however you want to term it. I think that there's some good stuff. The Boy in the Bubble is, a great tune. Diamond on the Sole of His Shoes, Graceland itself, Call Me Out. It was a great record, and I loved it back then. But I will tell you, I never listen to that record anymore.
Right, and why is that? Good for its time.
Yeah, I think good for its time. I think it was good for its time, but I think it was so overplayed. It's just one of those things with the majority of those songs I don't need to hear again.
Yeah, I agree. I never heard it to begin with.
No, that's not true. I'm sure
I didn't. I didn't hear it to begin with. I didn't.
Come on.
No.
Come on. You had to have accidentally heard the majority of that record.
No. No,
maybe
really
not.
Didn't.
Maybe not in its entirety, but you definitely did.
I don't know about that.
No, you did. Shut up.
Just saying, what the fuck?
Just shut up.
Hey, it was a good kind of under the radar album for 1986.
What's that?
Was Whiplash Smile by Billy Idol. That had To Be a Lover on it, Sweet 16, one of my fucking favorite, probably top 3 Billy Idol songs off that album that you never hear played on the radio, and I don't know why. Don't Need a Gun. That's a great fucking song. The video is good. Just YouTube it. It's a good fucking video. He's got Steve Stevens with him. I mean, that was like the duo right there, right? I'd take Billy Idol and Steve Stevens over David Lee Roth and Steve Vai any day.
Okay, you're entitled to that.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to make that choice. I think it's a dumb thing to say.
Explain dumb.
Well, why do you have to make that choice?
Because that's the comparison I made. Just tell me another comparison. Give me another comparison. I think that's a fair comparison.
Well, I think the more appropriate one was that you would take Eddie and Sammy over.
But I'm not putting. They're a step above.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to put Steve Vai and Steve Stevens in the same category as Eddie Van Halen. And Sammy Hagar is a good front man. He's, solid voice, guitar player. He's a different animal. You have David Lee Roth, Billy Idol. Neither one of them play a real instrument. They're more about themselves, their persona on stage. I know they both play the acoustic guitar, whatever. And then you got these two gunslinging guitarists behind them, right? Steve Vai is basically a gun for hire. Steve Stevens was with Billy Idol, and he stayed with Billy Idol, which was a smart move to make.
Very smart.
Yeah, and they're both. If you ask a guitarist who's better, Steve Stevens or Steve Vai, you might get a little of both. You might get a mixed review. Steve Vai, he's more of a virtuoso type guitar player. You know,
Yeah,
Steve Stevens is a rock guitar player.
He is, but I will say to your point, I think that Steve Stevens, I like Steve Stevens' guitar playing better than Steve Vai. Steve Vai,
I do too.
To your point, is more of a technical
You said that virtuoso type player.
Yeah, but he's got his kind of own sound, and sometimes it can come across a little squeaky for me.
Like that fucking guy Yngwie Malmsteen, whatever his fucking name is. God
Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah, what the fuck? Was he with the fucking Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Because they're the same thing. I saw them do a Christmas show one year, right? I saw it in the first half of the Christmas show was great. They told a story. They had a guy. It was a very nice Christmas show, right? Because that's where they're kind of known, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, or the Christmas stuff, right? But then the second half of the show was them playing their music, which I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm done with this.
I can't believe you're putting down Yngwie Malmsteen. I bet you Mark Smith is throwing shit around the room right now. I would venture to guess those guys like Yngwie.
I don't know. I probably do. Probably
being the prog rocky guys, but again, there's another guy. So this is just my opinion. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Yngwie Malmsteen, yeah, they can run up and down that fretboard like lightning, but where's the song? Where's the hook? Where's the melody?
I'm with you, buddy. I'm fucking with you.
See that? Like you and I, like with peanut butter and jelly, with the peanut butter on one piece of bread and the jelly on another piece of bread. The logical way to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
No.
Not the psycho Ted Bundy way of doing it and putting everything on one slice of bread and leaving the other slice naked.
That's what you do. That's how you make it.
See, look, Mark Smith, I grew up on Yngwie. First album was great. Then I grew up. Steve Vai is a total Frank Zappa. Love the guy. He's seeing him next week. Hey, tell him that Scott McClain says he sucks.
I'll kick his fucking ass. I will kick Yngwie's ass. I'll kick Steve Vai's ass too.
Yeah, I think he's going to say Steve Vai.
He says, I grew up. Steve Vai is total Frank Zappa. Love the guy. Seeing him next. I guess he is seeing Steve Vai. I'm going to see Gorillaz again on Sunday night.
I met Steve Vai in Los Angeles. He was a complete dick to me.
Did he bump you? Did he punk you like Chuck Berry did?
He did not. He was just indifferent.
I'd rather be punked than be indifferent to.
He was, indifferent
too. Yeah, because he sees groupies like you all the time. He's like a wrestler. I'm just an act. Fucking leave me alone.
Come on, I went up to him and had the coolest line ever. I'm sure that something that he has never heard before. I was like, hey, I saw you at the Centrum in 1986.
Yeah.
You were with David Lee Roth. Poison open for you guys.
See, he should have pushed you like Chuck Berry did then.
I don't even remember what. I actually met him the same night that I met Les Paul. And Les Paul could not have been nicer.
Yeah,
Stephen Stills could not have been nicer. Dave Edmunds could not have been nicer. Brian Setzer could not have been nicer. Slash could not have been nicer. Steve Vai was a fucking dick.
Yeah, because he's a dick.
He's a dick.
Hey, you know what else came out in 86?
What came out in 86, Scott?
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live from 75 to 85. I have that box set. I literally got it for like $14 on eBay.
So you actually bid on it?
It was $14. I was like, what the fuck? You get 4 albums or 3 albums for $14 with a 5.
You get 5.
Yeah, 4, whatever it was. Yeah.
There is some amazing stuff on those records. Especially the earlier ones, like the the stuff from the Born to Run tour, with like the acoustic version of Thunder Road. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Adam Raised Cain and Spirit in the Night and Badlands and Candy's Room. That's a great record. Are you a big Springsteen fan?
I am. I'm not a big fan, but I don't dislike him.
I'm not a big fan. There's no
listen. Just because you talk like this, don't try to make fun of the way I talk.
No.
Let me see. So Mark Smith says, I waited online at Sam Goody's for the midnight release of that album. Oh my God. Sam Goody's and midnight releases. He just covered a lot in one sentence.
You got to find different ways to fill your time when you don't have a woman in your life.
Oh, jeez. Why do you insult these guys? Why do you? Wow! Jackie's claws are coming out. He actually says, I'm a tool. Because I'm a tool. No woman in high school, just music. That a boy, Mark. There you go.
See?
Yeah. Wow!
Dude, you're making Steve Vai sounds over there.
Ingwe Malstream. Ingwe Malstream. Whatever. Slow stream or whatever.
Ingve.
Yeah. Look at that. Look, we're both drinking out of jars. We both got the jars. Yeah. Except mine's not ice. Ice is bad for you. Ice water is bad for you.
Why is ice water bad for you?
You got to read about it. I'm not going to go into explanation. This isn't a medical podcast.
It cools down your organs too much?
No, read about it. Read about it. Just read something for once in your life, will you?
Excuse me?
Just read something. Here we go. Here we go. Let's just have an album. Let's just have an album from 86, please.
Holy God.
Here we go. I don't want to go.
I know how to read.
Okay. Can you read your notes and give me an album from 1986?
All right. So here's another album from 1986. I'm not saying that I love the album by any means, but I think it's another bad turning point for a band, and that is Genesis put out Invisible Touch.
Yes, they did.
Not a great record, but I will tell you, I'll give you an alternative that was actually a great record, which was XTC Skylarking. Were you a fan of theirs by any chance?
I liked XTC. Yeah, one of the first. They were actually one of the bands that got me really caught up in the new wave. They kind of put it over the top. Elvis Costello, with Watching the Detectives, kind of broke down the barrier for me. That opened the door for me, actually. And in 81, they came out. Ecstasy came out with Making Plans for Nigel, and I just thought that fucking song. I'd never heard anything like that. What a great fucking song! And I just started saying, I was like, this band is pretty fucking good.
I have to tell you, one of my biggest concert gaffes, mistakes in Jack concert history. The Police were playing the Orpheum Theater back in the day. I think it was on the second album, the Regatta de Blanc tour. And instead of seeing the opening band, we stayed out in the alley and drank, and the opening band was XTC.
XTC, yeah.
Not a band that tours very often, haven't toured in years because Andy Partridge is notorious in terms of his stage fright, but great band, great record. And I think the big song that was off of that record, very controversial, that people might remember, is Dear God.
Yeah. Yeah. Good song. Good message.
Great song.
Yeah. Another great album that came out with a great song that I think it's a timeless song. If you grew up in the 80s, is the Pet Shop Boys, Please. That's a great album. And it come with the instant classic West End Girls, which I never, ever, ever get sick of that song.
It's a great tune.
Never get sick of that song, West End Girls. We used to, everyone used to piss on it because it was the Pet Shop Boys. And you're not listening to the fucking music. You're going by the name of the group. And, they were pop and, kind of dance. But still, they put out a lot. How were they in concert?
They were good. Sonically, they sounded great in some great songs. Not very dynamic in terms of, performance. And you said this, I think, just last week, that they just kind of do their thing. I have to tell you, I think I probably would have. I thought it was good, But I probably would have appreciated it more if it was indoors or like in a smaller
you saw
venue.
them outdoors?
They were under a tent.
Oh,
you know the big white tent in Boston Harbor.
Yeah.
So I think now it's called the Leaders Pavilion or something. It's changed names a kabillion times. But the other thing is they went on after New Order.
Yeah.
And I thought New Order, were far more interesting. It wasn't nearly as pre-programmed as the Pet Shop Boys. And again, the Pet Shop Boys were great.
Well, they were electronica. They were an electronica band.
Yeah, they were great, but would I see them again? Probably not.
I would, but again, I saw them in kind of an intimate, so to speak, like how you put it, in an Orpheum type situation, and it was the light show was fucking great, and the acoustics.
That's kind of different
great.
for you, right? Because you say that you don't see bands more than once very often, right?
Well, there's a small handful that I like I've seen more than once. And
yeah, like you're going to the Gorillas and you've seen the Gorillas a couple of times.
Yeah. So that's and I've seen Korn a bunch of times, and U2. There's ZZ Top, which I won't see anymore. There's a small handful compared to the amount of groups that I've seen. Of course, not as much as you, but you have a lot of 10, 12, 15 times. Like
you too 26 times.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't see them. But this is. Yeah, but I mean, this is a big difference. Let me finish. This is a big difference between you and me. Even in our playlists, you like live music. You're a live music guy. I'm not a big live music, like listening to it on my playlists. I don't have, I think maybe one live song, and that's Traveling Man and Beautiful Loser, Bob Seger in my playlist. But I would see the Pet Shop Boys again. I just like their music. I just really like their music. I always have liked their music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're good at pushing buttons. Look at
they do it well. But that had West End Girls. Please had West End Girls on it. Opportunities. Let's make lots of money. Love Comes Quickly, which is a great song, and Suburbia. It's just a good, fucking solid album, man. Solid album. They should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I think it's going to be
before Carly Simon. That's for fucking sure.
I think it's going to be a very, very, very long time before they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It's because of the genre. It's the genre of their music that they don't get the respect. Those bands don't get that respect.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think that there's an appreciation for what they do.
No, but they'll put Carly Simon in, who has fucking 9 greatest hits albums.
Dude, why are you stuck on Carly Simon? Every fucking week we talk about Carly Simon.
I love her mouth because I love her.
Here we go
mouth.
again.
You're
an idiot.
I love Carly Simon's mouth. Next time you see her, you're gonna look. I'm telling you, you're gonna say he's right. Go watch her videos.
You're a disgusting, gross. You're a horrible, disgusting human being.
I don't think she is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame material. I think she was a great pop star. I get it. You say the same fucking thing every week. Well, that's my excuse. You want me to fucking change it up?
Every week you talk about it, how you don't think that she belongs, and like you have the say. I have to tell you something. You are so vain in terms of passing judgment.
You're so vain. You probably think this podcast is about you, but it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's so stupid.
Let's see. Mark Smith says 1986 for me, junior year in high school. Zebra. Oh, here we go with the fucking Zebra again. 3V Rainbow, Final Vinyl, Emerson, Lake and Powell, Bring on the Night, Sting, and Third Stage Boston. Okay.
That list is an indicator of why he wasn't able to attract any women.
Well, that's a list as to why he was at midnight on a Friday night or something, fucking in front of Sam Goody's with his money in his hand, holding his money.
I will give I will give him one thing, and you know what? You just made mention of it. The fact that I really like live albums.
Yeah.
The Sting album, "Bring on the Night," is very, very good.
It is good. Yes. Sting has a solid solo career. Fucking solid. It's you can't deny it. He might be a pompous ass, but listen, I said stuck in the bedroom with my albums. Let's not go there, buddy. Let's not. I could say with the album was that Carly Simon album Stuck?
Yeah. I was gonna say stuck in the bedroom. I think everything was probably sticky in there.
I knew it was coming. I fucking knew it. As soon as you see the word "stuck in bedroom" in albums, the wheels just start fucking spinning like a Tesla taking off from the line.
You know,
there's 100 things we can say right now.
He's making so many comments. He should just come on.
he has
because
the fucking. I mean, the password. He can come on anytime.
Why wouldn't he come on? I mean, we're treating him so well.
I'd rather it would be Well, I gave you Jack time tonight. I gave you Jack time. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Even tonight, he's stuck in the bedroom with his albums. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah. I can't help it, buddy. I'm just sorry. Mark's a great dude. He's a great dude. Hey, and don't think he doesn't have one-liners in him either.
I'm sure he does.
Very dry delivery, but he hits it. He hits the nail. Hey, Lou's on. Say hi to Lou, Jack.
Hi, Lou.
There he is.
How you doing?
Hey, you know some good
Lou, hey Lou, how you doing? Louis Coligio.
You done?
Wait a minute.
Some good R&B albums.
Hey Lou, what are you doing, Lou?
Some good R&B albums came out that year. You had Control, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson, right? Yeah.
Oh, buddy, this next one. If this shit went on in my 74 Plymouth Volare station wagon, white with the brown paneling on the side, with the fucking roof rack, but it had the red leather interior. If I put this tape in next to Sade or this one, Anita Baker, Rapture, buddy, it was on. It was on, buddy. Yeah, Anita.
Things got stucky.
Oh, did they ever? If I pop that in, it's on. It's all business. Then you had Parade by Prince, right? He had basically Kiss came off of that one. You had Word Up, Cameo, great album for that, for what it was. And one of my favorite songs of the 80s off this next album. One of the best songs of the 80s, one of my favorite songs of the 80s, I'll say. Give Me the Reason is the album by a skinny Luther Vandross. And the song was Stop to Love. Oh, shit. What a great fucking song that is. By Skinny Luther. That was the year I saw Luther and Anita on tour together.
That's a pretty good double bill.
Saw them at the Boston Gardens. Me, Jim Hurley, Phil Kelly, Joe Mack. I used to work there, so I got us backstage. I think I've told the story. That's when Joe Mack stole a box of T-shirts and, whatever else we stole back there, and then just walked out the back door.
Did you guys get to meet anybody or?
Nah, we just want to go to the show. We went to the show and everybody was like dressed to the fucking nines. Like this was like an event, right? And there we are in fucking jeans, sneakers, T-shirts, like
so
fucking
what? It's all good.
Like white trash rats.
It's all good.
Hey, Perry's there. Perry, the Twitter bot. He's a YouTube bot. I know he is. Perry Dinovich. He's a bot. Mark Smith. Luther was awesome from his days on Bowie's Young Americans album. Yeah.
Well, how come Mark Smith doesn't mention the days that Luther Vandross was with Barry Manilow?
Because nobody wants to remember those days.
Oh, come now.
Listen, just because you saw Barry Manilow a month ago, don't start trying to. I've seen Barry Manilow. He's so fantastic.
So once again,
his face doesn't move and his lips don't move, but he manages to sing.
I got to tell you, I still don't understand that fucking voice. I mean, who are you making fun of there?
Hey, so those are some good R&B albums that came out that year. Some big hip hop albums came out, some big rap albums, because 86 was kind of like the breaking point, right? That's what kind of really broke. All you white boys out there and white girls,
Beastie Boys.
It was Rapper's Delight. Oh, that was a phenomenon at the time. That was a phenomenon.
What is it with that fucking voice?
That was an anomaly. That's how everybody talks to me. That's how everybody sounds to me when they whine and think that they know shit. I don't know. Anyways. But that was an anomaly for its time. And it did set the stage. But some big hip hop albums came out that year. Raising Hell by Run DMC. Raising Hell, bigger album. That was a monster album.
Yeah, but
that was the one that broke into the suburbs first. That broke.
Yeah, but why does Jack Calabrese hate that record?
Because it has "You Talk Too Much" on it.
No, doesn't it have the Walk This Way version on it?
Yeah. Not a big fan of that either. But at the time, that's the groundbreaker. That's everyone Beastie Boys. Oh yeah, because they were three white kids, but. That Walk This Way was the monster that really kicked the door open, and that's when they started that rock and rap thing. They were the originators of that shit. They were fucking brilliant. Well, it was Rick Rubin too, but off of Def Jam. But still, that was a big album. Then you had License to Ill, Beastie Boys. Then that just blew up in the suburbs. You had Hot, Cool, and Vicious by Salt and Pepper. They were groundbreakers in their own way. Those girls, they had their shit going on. And Spinderella was a hottie, the DJ. I like Spinderella. Yeah. Then you had the Go
ahead. Sorry.
Mark Smith wants to know, is that moonshine you're drinking?
No, it's club soda. Look, it's seltzer. It's seltzer.
It's lemon flavored seltzer as it is by the label.
It's not. No, it's not.
Orange.
It's grapefruit, dipshit.
Oh, that's gross. What the fuck?
You're gross.
Grapefruit. Jesus. All right. Anyways, what were you going to say?
I don't know. It probably wasn't important.
Also, probably wasn't. Evidently. Mark Smith will appreciate this one. Two Live Crew is What We Are by Two Live Crew. That came out. And Kool Mo D. Where did Kool Mo D? What group did he come out of? Kool Mo D by Kool Mo D.
What group did he come out of?
Yeah.
He came out of...
Come on.
He came out of Grandmaster Flash.
There you go. What was the name of his band, though? What was the name of his group?
The Furious Five.
There you go, buddy. All right. That's where Kool Mo D and him and LL, Uncle L, had their big, that's where all the shit started between those two. But those are some big hip-hop albums that broke in 1986.
Speaking of which, and I know that this is much later, but when the shit broke up, remember the whole stupid thing between Bad Boy Records and
that was the 90s.
I know that it happened later, but
Death Row.
Just looking back on it in Death Row, that was so dumb.
Well, it wasn't the rappers that were killing each other.
No, it was the hangers on.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
there was the incident at Bad Boy where Tupac went outside that was smoking, got shot. That didn't help.
Yeah. No,
that didn't help. That didn't help the cases.
So I have to say something in that. In 1986, although there were some very good albums that came out in 86. To me, and this is just to me, that it was kind of a turning point in that things started to go south in the 80s. I think that there was some good aspects of it in that hip hop was emerging and emerging fast. But on the other side, if you think about it, like I said, Journey had taken a turn. Van Halen had broken up. Genesis put out a goofy schmaltzy record. And then you had the arrival of Cinderella and Poison. It was the beginning of the hair metal.
Hair metal.
It certainly wasn't the apex of it, but it was the beginning of it where like the corporate side of music kind of got a hold of like the earlier MTV days. And, you had Live Aid in 85 and all that stuff. And I thought that that's when music started to go south.
Well, it definitely changed because in 86 you had, like you said, Master of Puppets, and you had Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi. Ugh. Fucking ugh.
Were you never a Bon Jovi fan?
No. Never bought into it.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that there's not one Bon Jovi song that you don't like, that you like?
I like occasionally Wanted Dead or Alive, but other than that, no. I liked the video and the whole thing. I was in the Philippines again, crazy, fucking insane bars, just total anything goes. And Bad Medicine would come on, and I kind of dug that song because the video just got you all pumped up, right? But the other shit, nah. Jenny used to work on the dock. Used to work and play and getting paid every day. It's no way. Whatever. Slippery When Wet came out. Look What the Cat Dragged In by
Poison.
There you go. Night Songs by
Cinderella.
The trivia early. Yeah, you go. Good one, buddy. Cinderella. Mechanical Renaissance. Or Resonance.
Mechanical. What is it called?
Resonance. Resonance. Mechanical Resonance.
I would have to guess that that's something like
Megadeth. Par for their course. No, Tesla, who was a great one. They were a standout in that whole thing. They weren't really a hair band. I've said this. They were more mature. They were more rock, but they got caught in that hair metal thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tesla, I think, was a very talented band. And
I agree with
you got Dancing Undercover by
God, I don't know.
My favorite hair metal group, Rat.
Yeah, I was never a big Rat guy. And not that I thought they were bad, I just didn't have a lot of exposure to them.
Right. And then as far as pop albums, we had True Blue by Madonna. That was a big one.
So wait a minute. Can we stay on Rat for a second?
Sure.
Going back to last week, is Rat a one-hit wonder?
No.
Why?
They had other songs in the on the radio.
What songs? Like what?
Way Cool Jr. was on the radio. Right?
Way Cool Jr. I don't even know that song.
Because you don't like Rat.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I just don't know them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on. So we got True Blue by Madonna. I'm trying to get you out of here. I'm fucking trying to help you out here. Okay?
Here it is. Rat. Twisted Sister featured in VH1 Classics One-Hit Wonders.
Yeah, according to VH1, right?
Yeah, what do they know? They're just a 24 hours, 7 days a week music channel with millions of dollars behind them. But we're right. They're wrong.
Let's see. You had Round and Round, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's the hit.
Yeah. You're in Love. Take the midnight subway train, calling all the shots. Wanted man.
I get it. They had other songs, but did they have other hits?
Dance. They even use that in commercials. Dance, dance, dance. So there you go.
All right. Good. Yeah. Thank you. You really put me in my place there.
Well, I did because you tried to call me out, and I put you back into your corner, baby.
Yeah, you listed
I put baby in a corner. I'll put baby Jack in a corner. Stop it.
You stop it.
I'm trying to get you out of here.
Hey, do you realize that 1986 was we talk about it, quite a bit on this show, but 1986 was the first induction ceremony for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And then Aretha Franklin's like, nah, no thanks.
Hey, you want a random trivia question that has nothing to do with 1986?
Sure. Let's go off topic.
In 1970, the Beatles were toppled as the world's top band. They were toppled by...
In 19... What year?
Would you like me to repeat the question?
I always repeat the questions for you because you don't read.
I just said, would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes.
In 1970, the Beatles were toppled as the world's top band. They were topped by this band.
The Bay City Rollers.
And I will tell you that it's not Rat.
In 1970, it has to be some pop band, some fucking...
Is that your final answer?
Say the Rolling Stones.
Not a bad guess, but it was actually a band called Led Zeppelin.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Perry Dietovich said Creedence, and he knows everything.
So, well, it may have been Creedence, but that's not the way that I read it. And again, this was
Zebra toppled them.
This was according to Melody Maker in Britain. So last week you saw the band Yes.
Yeah.
And we have already talked about this a little bit off the air. So here's your question. Last week we had talked about, what incarnation of the band would you be seeing? Take a guess at how many members have been in the band Yes, both current and past.
I'm going to say, fuck, they've been around for 50 years. Jesus Christ. I'd say 23.
You're not too far off. 19.
Yeah.
And that's according to Wikipedia. So, I mean, it may or may not be.
Oh, by the way, Scott, the IT guy, had jumped in and said to you, Jack, don't you dare evoke the names of Death Row and Bad Boy Records. Jack.
I don't know why he's saying that. He wasn't around when that stuff, or when he was a child. And, Scott Locke is the pastiest, whitest,
oh, you were just
piece of Wonder Bread I've ever met in my entire life.
Coming from the guy whose legs looks like he has leggings on.
I don't have leggings on.
No, that's hair. It's hair. It's a lot of your arms and your legs look the same. Jesus Christ. I hope you wear long sleeves at work. Yeah, but nothing on your head, exactly.
Damn it.
Anyways, let's get these pop albums out of the way.
Jim.
True Blue by Madonna, big album. Different Light by the Bangles, right? Dancing on the
Eddie Money.
Huh?
Eddie Money had a huge album that year.
Money, yep. Eddie Money did, yep. Let's see. 4 by Huey Lewis and the News. That was a huge album. Crowded House. Yeah. Yep, that was 4 in 86, yeah.
Are you
Crowded
sure?
House. Yep. Crowded House had the hit. It was Song of the Year that year. Don't Dream It's Over. Came off their debut. You had Cyndi Lauper. Europe came with the Final Countdown. Duran Duran, Notorious. Kool and the Gang. New Kids on the Block broke. Boomtown by David and David. That was the name of the album. It's the only good song on the album, and it's a great fucking song.
It's a great song, and
Welcome to
the rest of
Boom
the
Town.
album kind of stinks.
Stinks, yeah. All right, Jack. Let's get you some trivia, then we'll work our way out of here. 5 questions. 5 questions.
Okay. All right.
I still got This Day in Music. There's some interesting factoids in This Day in Music coming up. I think you might be interested in them.
Uh-huh.
And believe it or not, there's no fucking Rolling Stones or Beatles references or Elvis. This is the day. This day in music history, none of them were talked about. None of them did anything. All right, Jack, in 1986, the Bangles topped the American charts with Walk Like an Egyptian. What color were the crocodiles mentioned in the second verse of the song? What color were the crocodiles mentioned in the second verse of the song? Were they, I'll give you an options. Were they red?
Okay.
Were they gold? Were they blue? Or were they yellow? What color were the crocodiles?
Gold.
Huh?
I'll guess gold.
There you go. Pure guess. Pure guess. Yeah. All right, question number 2. Who had a hit in 1986 with the song Don't Leave Me This Way? Was it Michael McDonald, Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine, the Communards, or Chris de Burgh?
I will guess Gloria Estefan.
I just posted this video the other day. This is a great remake by the Communards. Don't Leave Me This Way, with singer Jimmy Somerville from the Bronski Beat.
The Bronski Beat,
Yeah. Jimmy Somerville, great voice. Great. I mean, he's probably got the highest voice. He makes Barry Gibb sound like Barry Manilow. I mean, Barry White.
Yeah, Mr. Falsetto.
Yeah.
No. You're saying that Jimmy Somerville and his falsetto
is higher than
makes Barry Gibb sound like Tom Waits.
That's even good. And Barry White, Tom Waits. You can't go wrong either way. Question number 3. Let me see. Did you miss the visit to Earth by this comet in 1986? Don't worry. It'll be back again in 2061. What's the name of this regularly scheduled celestial traveler? Is it Hale-Bopp Comet, Comet Kohoutek, Lexell's Comet, or Halley's Comet?
Hale-Bopp, bop, bop, Hale-Bopp.
The Hale-Bopp Comet? Halley's Comet.
Was it Bill Haley's Comet?
Bill Haley's, yeah. Question number 4. Let me see. Bob D just sent me a text. This is kind of interesting. Let's see. See what Bob D has to say. Oh, yeah. I didn't know him. Question number 4. Not music related, just 1986 related, like the last question. On average, how much was a gallon of gas in 1986? On average, was it $1.07? Was it 94 cents, 89 cents, or 77 cents?
I'll say $1.07.
In 1986, a gallon of gas cost 89 cents. That's why we could drive those fucking big Chevy Impalas and stop it. That's why we could drive all those fucking big Buicks. All the, they just gas guzzlers. Because it was only 89 cents a gallon. All right.
What is your current vehicle a gas guzzler?
Lexus GX460 gets 16 to 18, maybe 18 miles a gallon on the highway.
Yeah, I'm not far behind you in my.
Yeah. Maybe in my.
Andy, you and I have to put the good stuff in, don't we?
Yes. They say you don't, but I'm fucking a big believer in if you got an engine like that, you need to give it the best gas, the highest octane to make it run properly. I don't need that thing knocking, you know. All right, question number 5. Which of these movies, you're actually, let me see, you got, how many did you get right? You got 1.
I think I only got 1 right.
So far, you got 1 right, yeah. What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ. They're throwing shit at me here in the studio. All right, which of these movies was not
Dr. Vera is home.
Look down at the bottom there. Look at.
What is that?
It's a fucking light. And I didn't turn it on. Shit's going down, buddy. If you're watching the video, you see that? I didn't fucking do that. Right there. What the fuck? Anyways, all right. Creepy. All right, which of these movies was not, I repeat, was not released in 1986? Was it Dirty Dancing, Labyrinth, Top Gun, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Dirty Dancing, Labyrinth, Top Gun, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off was not released in 86.
I will guess Labyrinth.
Not your night, buddy. The movie that was not released in 1986 was
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to let
Dirty Dancing.
There you go. Dirty Dancing. There you go. All right, Jack. Not such a good night, but you've been good, so you can have an off night. Hey, you know what the top 10 this week in 1986 was? Number 10, Dreamtime by, I'm going to see if you even know these. I don't think you know this one.
Hall & Oates.
Okay, I'll give it's a 50. It's a 50%.
Daryl Hall. Daryl Hall. Yeah,
it was very good.
That was his first solo.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was his first solo album, but it was his solo album and the one hit off of that.
Yeah. Number 9 was True Colors by
Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah. Number 8 was, you won't get this, Friends and Lovers by Gloria Loring and Carl Anderson. Number 7.
I would not have gotten that.
No. Number 7 was, this week in 1986, was Heartbeat by. This was a cringe song.
Don Johnson.
There you fucking buddy. You redeemed yourself on that one. Good redemption. Good redemption, buddy. Number 6, Stuck With You by
Huey Lewis.
Good to be stuck with you.
What a
you know
shit
it's
song.
true. Yeah, it is, right? Off the album 4, which I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, there was Mark Smith's theme song in his room.
He's singing to his album cover of Carly Simon.
He used to sing that to his Zebra CD.
No, looking at Carly Simon's mouth. I'm gonna be stuck to you. Yes, it's true. Oh, shit. Okay. Number 5, Typical Male by.
Typical Male. I don't think I know this one.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
Yeah. Number 4, Throwing It All Away by.
Genesis.
There you go, off the album you don't like. Number 3, this is a true one-hit wonder. Two of Hearts.
Two of Hearts.
Yeah. See, you've heard it. Everybody's heard it.
Two of Hearts.
You won't get it, man. You're not going to get it.
Hold on. Is it like Tapa?
No. Tapa. No. Good. I mean, it's a good shot in the dark, but Stacy Q. She's like a little impish blonde girl. Two of Hearts. She was like Madonna on crack.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like. Madonna on crack.
Crack Donna.
Number 2 this week in 1986, Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone by.
Don't Forget Me, Glass Tiger.
Hey, good one, buddy.
By the way, on that song, Glass Tiger, I think Canadian band and guest vocalist on that tune, Bryan Adams.
Another Canuck. Okay. All right, and number one this week in 1986 was When I Think of You by...
When I Think of You, Janet Jackson.
There you go. Miss Jackson if you're nasty. All right. Moving on to This Day in Music. This day in 1966, the Yardbirds arrived in New York for their first U.S. tour with Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page on lead guitars. After 2 dates of the tour, Beck developed acute tonsillitis and quit the group. He would go on to form the Jeff Beck Group that gave Rod Stewart his first major exposure. Oh, Jack just shut the fucking lights out. This is just now it's pitch black. Except for his microphone lights. Okay. All right. Good. I don't have to listen to his shitty fucking guitar playing. All right. On this day in 1968, if he comes back eating a tuna fish sandwich, I'm shutting the show down. On this day in 1968, Humble Pie, 18-year-old Peter Frampton meets Steve Marriott at a Small Faces show in London. After striking up a friendship, the two started planning a new group, which emerged as Humble Pie the following April. On this day in 1968, on their farewell tour, Cream appeared at the Forum in Los Angeles, California, where live recordings were made, which were included on the Goodbye Cream album, which was released the following year. On this day in 1973, David Bowie released his 7th album, Pinups. Very interesting album. The album, which features supermodel Twiggy on the front cover, is a collection of cover versions of some of the singer's favorite songs, including tracks by Pink Floyd. See Emily Play is a fucking great version on that song, on that album. He does a fucking great version of that. By The Pretty Things, The Who, The Yardbirds, and The Kinks. On this day in 1985, Aha went to number 1 in the U.S. singles chart with Take On Me, making him the first Norwegian group to score a U.S. number 1 hit. If you ever listen to the acoustic version of that, you can find it on YouTube. You don't realize how good the song is. The lyrics are really good. You just get caught up in the fucking video and the whole thing. Anyways, on this day in 1991, Oasis played the Boardwalk in their hometown Manchester, the group's first gig with Noel Gallagher in the group. Speaking of Noel Gallagher, in 1998, Oasis guitarist Noel Gallagher made a surprise appearance at the launch party of the new London venue Sound Republic. He jammed on stage with Pete Townsend and members. He's trying to distract me. Jack's flicking his lights now. On stage with Pete Townsend and members from Ocean Color Scene and Boo Radley's. On this day in 2005, a survey, a survey concluded that the average person spent around $42,000 on music during their lives. The figure included the amount spent on hi-fi equipment, concerts, and CDs. Music enthusiasts were likely to spend more than double that, parting with just over $89,000 in a lifetime, according to the survey conducted by the UK company Prudential. On this day in 2010, Elton John described today's songwriters as pretty awful, pop music as uninspiring. Jesus. Now he's flashing SOS with a flashlight on the fucking screen. Jack is. And the talent shows like American Idol is boring. In an interview with UK Radio Times magazine, and he's right. They still suck. They're still pretty awful today and uninspiring. On this day, it was a sad day on this day in 2020. Spencer Davis, one of the key figures of the 60s beat scene, died at the age of 81. The Welsh guitarist was the driving force behind the Spencer Davis Group. And birthdays today, buddy. Birthdays.
Happy birthday.
I only have one that is of any significance. Born on this day in 1944, Peter Tosh. Guitar vocals for the Wailers. He left the group in 74. And he came out in 78 with the number 43 single in the UK, You Gotta Walk, Don't Look Back, the infamous Saturday Night Live show where Mick Jagger came out on stage with bare feet and they just both started jamming. He came on.
That is believe it or not, a very good record.
Yeah.
Not just that song, but that whole record is good.
Tosh was murdered by burglars at his home on September 11th, 1987. So that's it, buddy. That's it. You're done. You did it in under 90 minutes. Look at you.
Thank you,
Mark
Scott.
and Lou were on, we'd still be back on albums, but I have to take care of Jack. I have to nurture Jack.
Hey, you know.
I have to nurture you.
Dude, you can keep going. I'm not stopping you.
Then you'll feel obligated to stay on, and you'll yawn.
No, I won't.
You'll tap your guitar. Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
I know you, Jack. I know you. You can't leave me.
Good night, everybody.
All right, everybody. Say good night, Jack. Get off the air. I can take us out. Good night.
Goodbye.
I'm cutting Jack off. He's done. I just removed him before he left. Anyways, I want to thank everyone for listening, everyone for watching. You know that I appreciate your time. You are the engine that drives this machine. Without you, well, right now I'm talking to nobody but you, which is all that matters. Jack is secondary to you guys. And doing this podcast for you, like I always say, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. We'll be back next week. I'll be back next week. Probably Jack will be back next week. You know what? I'm just gonna bring Mark Smith and Lou back on. What the hell? They watch, so they might as well be on the show. So I'm bringing them back. My music relish buddies. I will one of these days get Perry Dedovich on there. He's a working man. He's a working class hero. Wednesday nights, but he came in last week. He jumped on YouTube and caught a part of the show, and I always appreciate his time. Let me see. Mark Smith, speaking of the devil, says, gonna listen to a Jerry Garcia band CD. Drink my shard. Good show, guys, as always. Good luck listening to that. You're gonna go to sleep at 10 and you'll wake up at 6. It's still playing. Anyways, isn't that what they say? All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for watching. If you like this, share it. You know, been doing it for almost a year and a half, so it is what it is. All right, guys.